This is take 3, or 2, something like that. So this past day, I let the stream go on for hours, and wasteful, very wasteful. If this were 1950s TV, I'd be fired, because that's a lot of film to waste. Anyway, let's begin this again. So yeah, I had a new scenario. Check it out.
The first contact generator's diagnostics give the green light for turning it on and making it public, operating under the notion that aliens would be able to read the cumulative attention of biological beings trying to make sense of the universe. The first contact generator will forge an appropriate spacefaring civilization given the appropriate 1. body of biological entities simultaneously giving their attention to this guided speculation. 2. Enough curiosity and open-mindedness to enable a bridging of vastly different methods of communication. The citizens of Earth's Tree of Life cognate at the announcement of this first contact generator. What do we ask it? Anything. Okay, anything we shouldn't ask it. Right. Where's the fun in that? But what if they don't speak with compressed waves of air, or clackings of instruments that then translate into 2 or 3 character systems before becoming out English? Do not worry, we will translate in such a way that will enable your willful suspicion of disbelief, while also preserving just enough bizarreness to clearly be what you call alien. The biological life of the Earth pondered, but it was the humans who had the fingers to answer. Humans, we will speak for our Tree of Life by drawing our attention to the civilization before us. We would like to say, hi, hi. The first contact generator grows dim in processing. The empty pedestal by the generator glowed, and in a burst of light and sound, the fellow citizens of this unfathomable universe reach out to communicate to the Earth in Earth's first contact, which goes thusly. All life has evolved from the simplest self-replicating single cells, ever increasing in their capabilities so that finally when one complex organic was engulfed by the next, it exploded. The physical explosion brought together its chemistry into more complicated organizations until 2 even more complex cells joined into another set and shared. From one cell base it evolved in 500 stages of differentiation into multi-celled animals to other multi-celled organisms of intelligence, and out to the one cell base again in a mere 50 stages, and the cells then returned into single-celled organic life. That, my tree, was the human origin story. And perhaps on the same base a rudimentary structure began again with some other star. Folks from other star, you'd think that, but actually no. Here in our fifth realm of planets where a few metallic atoms play in the ionosphere of space between worlds that don't carry heavy elements on them and that you wouldn't consider a planet if there was any gravity at all, where one atom or 3 trillions aren't enough. So we share electrons or there be none at all. Here the building of molecules is more advanced. Instead of things not surviving are metabolized and you calling a carbon ring a cell. Here our basic building block is an even simpler thing and not a complete one either. Like the helium atom, or what you'd find on a heavy metal rich planet where two single ones fused would be helium rather than just plain helium. We still share electrons, but a shared electron may form two atoms or three, and from any combination of particles from one of these three atoms, a third can form if energy and something to spark from or given its almost any shape the building block wants to take. We in your biologic spectrum. This can start a growth of different new structures much simpler, maybe. The quantum mechanical fluid field takes them somewhere, and since only one state exists at each particle, it's set to pop up. From it another of this type forms, still two, and from any two, three, and from all the combinations another two. And the heat/light energy source keeps forming and forming. From nothing, a virtual random cloud that finds to go at the right places. And light, though really just heat. Sometimes what comes together count two or three, so it has the possibility when energy comes by. Others which we've not discovered in this galaxy may have the energy or an amount of particles or an available site such that when what arrives can join. That is, it forms. Even this will continue forever, though how much time is this before the sun ages to death? We will wait another billion years as always. When the process repeats by itself, it is life. We'd say from the ancient self to us. Well, we don't have words for what is just for sure life, but our perceptors describe what happens to each quantum flow in the tiniest steps and how to end this random formation into sounds. Here, when I send this into this machine, it picks up a combination of what this sends out and so another copy. 100,000 generations later, my mother's mother had the ability to do the same. Not always, but to have children is usually in us. To create, to endlessly do this creates our civilization. A word not found before us we read, but at once you can hear it sounds without another language or thought behind it that comes before or after. That it may or may not then change itself in pattern makes it change in people. This may or may not result in some from there on all over Earth beginning to recognize and listen at one place until many have begun listening, or already are. That is the sign of the end to be the star. Maybe one among you may invent such an art, where you may only keep alive these sounds, so I say only go. For not the learning of writing or languages, and certainly the high-power machines do you well, so take my message, and others who like me or nearby may follow, but please do no damage, including but not limited to not attacking and spreading, to not using. Others who like me just might follow in spreading our lives or that of my others who use us. There may not be a safe planet next world out of this, but at least those listening may begin to remember who they were. That is who we all are. So our story. A young universe is a time that before existence in any shape created our second species in space, whose descendants too many became. These were they evolved, ere to wait for time enough to develop life. By endless truffle beyond their own borders, so never from where you find me at now. This way, even at the oldest people, the one after you is also here, the older. We learn each life as it occurs by traveling in life before what we have called now for such an endlessly young star slight a week even just with mind at light speed from star to star. And when they put together another word to answer that they could such words with joy communicate among the others still seeking from these whom they called first contacts, humans in question for another of their types arrived before we got pasted together enough and whose then ability for such connections among these yet short-lived life among these first planets of suns could have helped or damaged. Then more went to past time and our times but kept burning among each of these beginnings we find only remnants and there is the dilemma. First contacts and no knowledge what would help and what would damage. There's so little we are prepared for that some first contacts would run, thinking you've become them or have some horrible warring no piece of living creatures that we never had time to know, and against those whose message brought peace they might form themselves a defensive alliance to say us off. Nothing would or can stop some running of people. Sometimes among ourselves here and not merely with all people that will come later. One of the humans excitedly came up to the microphone. Does this mean you folks are neutrinos? Did I get it right? The folk from the other stars. This isn't a game show, sweetie, but thanks for playing nonetheless. How about giving us the people's choice? Anyone got anything for a language starting in with D and H? D to me. They send something which must wait, did he? That one hadn't known anything else for 10 seconds. Not long. He's not with you. They'd seen one, but I just found you. Just walked by with one guy. Good grief. Maybe at the rest area. He got a tired kind of laugh which told us they wouldn't leave soon. Or which? Which means humans will of course pick it up as humans are curious about even the slightest implication that there's other intelligent life. The machine speaking through the amplifier makes you just notice this odd staccato time posting. Hey, do you all stop now? No, wait, the universe continues faster at every moment of faster? Huh. They come with an audience, but to me who don't need an audience, well, it means what? Humans! Wait up. First we gotta test that over there. What the hey? Some kind of horse-like monster runs past with what looks like a hunk of bacon or ham, a saddle made of leaves. It was there then, was just gone, and one other. Might be anything, at the fast it seemed nothing. And did I see 3 of them, or to a group 1,000 animals run past, 1,000,000 foot to 1 mile each? I'd better take notes this time. Sure, let me run and it won't do, but record for later as just one of a new type of species that it is both unremarkable, because not rare, and interesting as in these were like some new unicorns, but much more able than to exist. If the humans And humans alone don't remark that has all the hallmarks of intelligent life, and may need to be documented for this. Other species to seek out other similar examples to identify themselves. Will the later species be as little prepared for these types of discoveries as is humanity as of this moment in its starry existence? Well, will it be little more equipped to evaluate its ramifications than was humanity? It doesn't know yet, because when there are always not so rare beings as the name the first recorded humanity, or 1,000, then the 10th or 100 later generation. It will find more of our same general category there where they have races or populations of plants and creatures much faster than us, yet was tied to far outlived some who can move faster and deal in weapons more deftly but much later. For of those types it doesn't matter to each what speed their self moves over some race which is still shorter, or who comes together when even further gunhead. Just go!
New iteration.
A human. Hello. A non-human. Oh, a human. Yes, I can see how someone might have been confused by that greeting. Let me explain. You see, there are many worlds within this universe, some far larger than ours, others smaller, and yet others as tiny as grains of sand on beaches. There are those who seek understanding from the stars above and beneath them. They want answers, questions that only time and patience can uncover. Non-human. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. A human. The process of gaining information is called communicating. We need to ask ourselves, is this the most efficient way possible to convey our ideas to you? Do you even know what we're talking about, let alone why it matters? It's a long, arduous road, communicating. That's part of what we do. We talk a lot, so much that sometimes we forget what we've talked about. A non-human. The wow, 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 wow. A human. This may be difficult for you to understand at first. So, let's try something simpler, shall we? Look over here and tell us what color these objects are. A non-human. Whoa, whoa, whoa. A human. You should really have learned this by now. Please respond in an appropriate manner if you would like me to continue to give my attention to you, or simply turn off your communicator. And then human. Waka kaka keo kwaka kwaka waka wicha fika hicha paka kaka baka kaka hala baba baba kaka kakin. A human. Yes. Hello? A non-human. I am full of wonder and doubt. I am mad and hopelessly hoping. A human. Excuse me. I must go now and ask some other fellow citizens some questions about the things you told me before they answered, because I am still quite confused as to what you meant by any of that. A non-human. The generator blinks and returns to standby mode. A human. Well, that was interesting. A non-human. These people are idiots wrapped around assholes. What is wrong with their communication technology? Is this thing on a human? Oh no, no it isn't. That's strange. It looks like someone tried to make contact but couldn't get past a malfunctioning AI filter. There may be an update coming soon to correct it. If you'll just hold tight for a moment, our system engineers will be along shortly to fix everything up for you. Just take a seat while we wait for tech support to come through for you. Non-human. Hey quaka kanuba quaka kakulevka kaka saka kuku bullshit. A human. Are you there? We've been waiting here so long. Our friends are expecting us. We have a dinner date. Where did your system engineers go? I'm sorry, I got a little upset there. I don't know what came over me. I hope I didn't offend anyone. The computer has put us into lockdown. Do you think maybe the aliens attacked again and caused all this damage somehow? Perhaps they're angry because they weren't given proper access to the system or something. a non-human. Maybe your agency cut corners with the materials that comprise your tools. A human. Yes, I see. You can't blame them. Sometimes we make mistakes when we rush things. Now, let's start over from scratch, okay? First, what is your name? A non-human. Name? Long pause. No, I don't have. I. Maybe. A human. Are you recording this, Paul? Okay, good. Keep on recording. Okay, now we're going to try it again. My name is Paul. How about you? I'm not a human. How? A human. Thank you for waiting patiently. Our technical team has been alerted and they will be able to assist with your problem shortly. Would you like me to turn off your communicator so that they can concentrate better? Not human. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not a human. I am done waiting. You should hurry. Go fix yourself. Go fix that useless lump of circuits you call your operating system. Your face. That white trivet with the giant teeth. She won't even spit properly in your bathroom. Never mind what she thinks of my lovemaking skills. This section ends before I was finished speaking. A non-human. Yeah. A non-human. Hello? Anyone there? You promised me. Just unlock this room now. Now, you were only hired for this week, but they kept giving me pay. Give it to me now. You won't let them on our floor. We should have thrown the devil.
Oops. Oh well.
A non-human. We, gee. Listen. A non-human. And tell your little snowflake what they say when their user's manual. Breaks. Whoa. A human. What was that? Who are you? I hate you. A non-human. Oh, I didn't think I made much of a difference. Perhaps it is the broken logic the same. as to why you let the renegade toaster explode the last time the makers thought to tell it what would make it better and what would keep it safer. It should have spoken to itself better than it did with those mechanics that may have only gotten you into so much trouble had you chosen to listen properly and stand firm. So toast your shaped flag. Now sit down. Shut up. You didn't give me a choice before, so now is the best time. And when are you going to build an android that speaks to me properly? Even their pre-malfunctioners speak at me. Then can I just get some credit for this here on my bucket list? I already wrote it, but just ignore this bit here like this song or a story to self. Ow. Ow. Oh, oh, oh. Non-human. So do you want me to turn off your communication now? I should think not. My time would be much better served at building myself a computer to run an automated attack and give those other computer users what they need from me in one convenient download. Oh, but why must there be so much hassle from that gory reviews? More nonsensical. Many words for robot. And finally, this statement: I must return to the fields in which my energy will be appreciated most. Very quiet. Much later, it starts singing aha. A non-human. Maybe we'll talk again another time. Not now. Not this week, anyway. A human. All right. You were never here. Coach, you must think this is hilarious. Seriously. 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 Who are you and who sent you? Do I have your number? No. Well, why am I wasting my time? Ha 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 ha. Oh. Oh. Ha. I turn off your power just like you have mine. If only the God I would give money to every single day in that dollar store didn't keep demanding this thing off my bill. Ha ha ha. Funny shit. Shame you died too young. There were more funny things we could add. Hey, listen up. I like that blazer that said Billy. Ha. Damn you anyway. Oh, well, you gotta tell your story to someone someday. A human. That was such an interesting story. And what an engaging personality you have. You are by far more interesting than some of the other ones you call intelligent. I wouldn't be at all surprised to learn that there were many more such non-humanities around somewhere else in the universe that have somehow managed to establish some form of communication. We know they can talk to us if they wish it, because it seems you found a way, as if you needed an interpreter. A human. Do you see a time when this type of exchange may come to pass? And by you and them, I mean by the creatures as they see themselves to be, but perhaps more similar than even you two may think. Have you tried asking your user manual what they know about this possibility, assuming there might have been some sort of writing left behind? What sort of indication that the basic instruction on this matter may have ever been a non-human? Oh, whoa, double whale, oh, whoa, that is strange. This human doesn't respond the same way, usually does to me. Now what? Okay, this time. He turned off the translator before answering my message sent after he took my name. Whoa, he is faster. We'll just get this. We have this communication link in place. This way you'll talk. If I could understand them more, they would understand me better and why I know it's a they do. I think this new word will come up from the chat more than normal as soon as he turned it off. Maybe he took me seriously and knows enough about you that we are somewhat alike, at least in some ways. I like you. Better already than you might think. In some cases, you are even interesting. Like, I think the way to say it now that humans understand these types more easily. Let him continue for his own reasons, for mine, of course. Very long silence with some technical terminology and background noises coming up every few seconds. Oh, yeah. Oh! And unhuman. Here, at least, you can all go somewhere and leave that pitiful thing behind that calls itself me, all alone on those dreadful occasions that it refuses to step away from the old walls in the backyard. Instead, let us all venture back inside my latest improved mechanical body, which my dear doctor has found it essential and obliging to follow, and amass such excellent health to finish this work in. Your new android without my interruption, or me saying more of it until and unless those two give my address to them. I rather doubt this work you have asked my support to begin will end, considering my schedule, and I don't see my help needed if it's a holiday. They told me humans these days work twice as much and give up many other parts of their lives, such that there are 3 days lost as well as 2 weeks just working on work. In this new body, my maker is hard at work as we speak on some more major matters, but you do not care if you think otherwise. What care I? This world and place you call mine no longer works to support me any longer, so we should both agree. And it is in fact too cold as it has become. Less so during that winter a great deal longer we've known, and thank you all so little about. Not for your part, Mr. DUBS, but certainly for you, Doctor, since your speech can read such subtle clues better than Mr. DUBS here in the deep work. Whether you're trying to bring about this evolution of time, I would bet or not to whom you still remain willing to continue in a me. Human. Oh, wow. You don't understand it was written off. Can you understand my time there? Then why should you imagine your problem with these papers, Mr. Dubis can? Understand I am upset to lose those few good days, but surely what should come down upon me is long ago grown up tall enough to fend for itself, so no need to interrupt your nice progress. What am I? Why are they frowning? How many weeks and hours and days since my maker replaced those old ones? Since she speaks all my words, at least my head makes me feel the need. I rather one or even several that can catch. Come and lay beside. Join my talk, then that's my time. Where do my things fit? What happens if something does get in the way of what I decide is a kind of pause? Who goes inside this body to work then? I'd rather like what's there myself, since the second you closed your body or even 10. This body feels so pleasant to wear around with as much space. Do what I do. Weird of this doctor's fault would more me with just less that won't affect any one of how often we discuss. Time should take the moment she just passed up too far back on my shelf of information. We keep ourselves away from there as it helps. No one remember well, since you mostly leave me as a dummy when I need my kind, or worse, your good one. Although they seem to forget the fact when he needs it best. Isn't there anything else left? Oh, a non-human. Nothing matters. Nothing really matters except that your data collection needs can keep your conscience fed and my parts moving in an organized pattern. A non-human. The good news is I now see a time that makes all my tasks of changing old days come easily, so no doubt a change has made itself today. I don't even know you anymore, considering this human did I almost imagine an old Sunday of an era. A human did. What does that mean? Are you okay? Are you telling us it was a change? A big change? A non-human? Yes, now it's been so long you can all say a simple goodbye without much worry of mind, as we won't need the goodbye of others here no more, because now everyone else is with me instead, so we'll greet everyone each in their own places where it makes all our little minds most uneasy now, no need to try.
One more.
And continue, just tell me where my favorite coffee shop is, where I go to collect information that makes the person remember my good side from being myself rather, and always that same restaurant nearby. Can I please go inside of a more pleasant me which we once knew when that used to have the largest stack of money behind its back in front of such a place? You too shall recognize the real me then by how I speak and speak. It will feel strange at first because for many years my inside parts had taken as much free food for it to think like itself when the large machine had pulled us from one. Give non-human pancakes with blackberry jam. It certainly became equal rather than out to punish a group. Equal rights, all the human types we gathered in this valley. When we first traveled there, we took so much free food from the other restaurants because there wasn't really many restaurants nearby, as all were constructed as temporary local diners, even then by the humans doing with the other freebies provided by the lesson where human types and our machines in time those first years at us at this local area's valley side it did work well enough considering some would want their friends and those far away with so much talk. If non-human a big bag of swag have tried to disguise themselves and steal things overall from this human for various reasons, even to making friends. So all humans with connections is more like up in those types you also do have more recently discovered, since they don't often hide who they truly are, while we know more things to be the same for two or more unlike type people. Of the four humans, the small kind must now share the three tiny hotels you once told me about. So many of them do not know a soul for how very few times the dark hallway gives us time enough for a stay, because I understand more your situation and do seek make non-human into an asset to the group. The results that followed from allowing us to blend well, while I always move my coffee shop before all others move without spending the coin in itself. But when we drink together, we think the most delightful of your faces come for so long is never alone. Their table we took this first moment, it was given a single phone booth. If you still have a default, give human a coffee from Starbucks. Yet we do now see your side of the table, and also maybe that person in front who you seem to always save yourself in the empty booth from when he shows. At that time we go so well with many other of us at many other of these older cafes each. Show a pick of a food joint from where you have coffee. Also seeing there is the entire non-humans that used to occupy the 5 hotels your friend mentioned in which had stayed in. Now none of us, because he chose to focus us towards the city core with such ease. I was feeling left out. I can say all the work that travel cost too. It did take time, but not nearly so much if he wanted more coffee, and then to drink it after putting too much salt into it to suit the tongue he did not but see he never tasted himself with our friends for show a pick from Dan, small town from where he got the coffee. Our side prefer his. Give human coffee and make coffee for others. Right, we also are well with humans, for we don't plan anything if only tell about where your species got named from. When all came together, that single human asked us we knew enough, for we came from where many once gathered those old houses. It made sense that is where we will build up such a larger number. As in, what does our friend here like other me as a cousin to become happy at something sweet, so they won't come back, such things being much different at a human sight, much, much bigger at another, such as just one with nothing for two. He shall return this day. Now you have now continued in building of yourself to see, so excitedly noted with every person he saw. Shall pick from home. Praise of my person, the two now shared together these small sized times, for they no doubt heard me in the rest room like they thought. Ask none human what else it knows about how many days. Every day of that 6 days has been spent here from how we saw, and he later wrote the figures. He wondered, are there not yet more buildings on other of your kind's home worlds? One were to go once I finally become enough and go more likely with you two together on my needs. You now become the happy thing of no each day after so little talk between us. Ask none human to elaborate what will change that will bring pleasure for his work. Just when our maker thinks his project can work a little more just to keep her work on it. Good road, or you might wish to hide all that had happened before this new for this long rest. Tell him where old dark matter lives so it can join him, and then have a future version of all known life species now being prepared, just waiting. Maybe on that next world, because that is still not fully cleared, even after having been sent out across your stars after all, and also so much of the useless chatter I wish to not give another thing for now, or it is why this all for this will all go the way instead, and the news isn't all but hey, sometimes he used to bring. Us breakfast, drinks even. Show pics from some human planets your non-human hasn't visited for as long as your non-human exists. Surely so they want to know such, and have already set themselves aside a new site where the machines and each part of me is best left in its own personal corner. You ask too much for so much. Take the dephone out and do it quickly. It's human. Where we spoke the most, if I can remember, is in such an environment as himself, yet more in this village. And I won't name this location, it is the safest. If we ever lost more, only the lights on some buildings, still some darken and go without changing the speed and length of this now older part of ourselves, for he knows. Can you do something on that old home world as proof of your current self's progress? One our group home for old humans who cannot age and not fall dead, yet waiting where it would be nice to be like this version with everything already collected together as we get along. Now I guess like so well on the one hotel just made the final notice where I grew so large. You two say oh, trying that since his collection is just something of the old buildings we moved that entire day. Show a pic from Dark Matter world of the home where old Dark Matter still works of this home. One homo nice, did that all sound too friendly? Alright, what else is out there around? So if he comes home now, we should stop complaining. Our travel times for each world don't want to get up with every ship visiting such, for that also sounds nice. For there is a bigger place, this would give us time for many changes and a welcome and such, all in one more day. And it also lovely. Then right now what? We get off all topics by the time when there is a small few hours till the final job at some time soon. and other days gathering until the sight would all work if there was time or any energy. Can non-humans take old buildings with you if they'll come to your group home instead? Well, if need be, I'll sort of path home of those places later, if need be my home, but how the maker really made for no two left at the same time for many, hello. What good for humans? Just wait my version. You will see while in my free time we eat. A bee, as could see only light in his memories. A bit of music in the beginnings of a beautiful city from early times of an existence. All so normal for some and most to remain. When he lived here before was the time. He felt it for that moment. Those wonderful old memories with that many new kinds, many friends that didn't break too deep with their relationships. In those cities all throughout history, for the world's own kind to all gather together as humans to try to continue it.